Hey, 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 hey. Hey, family. I hope everybody's doing good this afternoon. Haywood Barber here. Replay viewers, thank you very much for showing up, for coming through. Let me get rid of this. Just watching the financials. Hope everybody's doing good. I'm doing extremely well. Today's been an extremely good day. I mean, just extraordinary. And replay viewers, once again, you guys are unbelievable in what you do and how you do it for us and what you do. I appreciate it. Hey, Tim White, big brother. That is my big brother right there. But I really wanted to give a couple of quick tips on what's going on in the markets today. Bitcoin actually did a little sell-off, a small correction. I'm calling it a sell-off. Don't want to call it quite a correction, but you know a correction is coming in Bitcoin and in the Bitcoin world. You know it's coming. It has to come. If you really want to play in the Bitcoin world, you want it to have a correction. You want it to, because otherwise it solidifies what's real. And because it might not be real, y'all. I want y'all to understand that it might not be real. I believe that cryptocurrency, blockchain, and the whole shebang is real and here to stay. But in order for me to play in the game real hard, other than doing dollar cost averaging, I would want it to have a serious dip, close to like 20, 30, not 30. Typically, you won't get that big of a dip, but you're going to get about a 20%, 18%, 14% correction. Today, I'm talking about real estate because that's my game. That's my real game. That's what I really do, right? I do a simple process called wholesaling, which is simply putting houses under contract and then selling the contracts before I got to go to closing. And I've been making a lot of money in that since 1999. I've been teaching that since 2005 once I got real good at it. And, we're going to be doing some classes. We're going to do classes all through the year. We're doing a class on the 18th, 19th, I believe, of January. We got a class that's always ongoing, that's right now ongoing. It's inexpensive in comparison to what you'll find when the HGTV people come through your town. And it's the same, it's basically the same information, other than what we do is we give you back your money. That's one of our features. And then the second thing is that we hold your hand through the process. Those guys, they don't hold your hand. They give you the illusion that you're going to be able to email them and all kind of sorts of stuff like that. And they even trying now because they've seen what we've been doing, right? Because Lola and I have already gone through all those kinds of classes, but we elected not to do it because that's not cool the way they do it. Right, so now they're even doing Facebook groups and stuff like that, which isn't the same thing, but we have that too. But we still have a session where we still put everybody on a call if they can't afford to get with our one-on-one. And our one-on-one, believe it or not, is still less expensive than their package costs are. But that's neither here nor there. I want to tell you why I know that real estate investing is still hot. And one of the reasons is because there is still what they call a pin-up market. There's a pin-up market. There's still a lot of people, especially in the D.C., Virginia, Baltimore corridor, where they still have not quite resolved their foreclosure situation. Up there, they went through a lot of foreclosures in that area. Matter of fact, that there's an area right outside D.C., one of the D.C. suburbs called Prince George's County, which is one of the most expensive black areas in America. And they got hit extremely hard. They got caught taking a lot of those loans, those readjusting loans and all that other kind of stuff, and they got hit real hard. So they had to put a moratorium on foreclosures for a good little while, and in D.C. as well. And they stopped the foreclosures because it was a lot of predatory mess going on. So hey, Rosalie, hey, my sister. And so right now, real estate investing is still hot. There's a number of other reasons why it's still hot, everybody. And look, right now I'm on Facebook Live, I'm on YouTube Live, and I'm on Periscope. So I want everybody to understand that if real estate I've been teaching real estate investing since 2005. And I started in 2004. Lola came in 2005. That's when we just started blowing up teaching it. But it is here. And remember this so that everybody knows real estate investing, what I teach is called wholesaling, which is simply putting houses under contract, right? I'll show you marketing and everything like that. Putting houses under contract and then selling the contract before you go to closing. So you're not even selling it to an end user. That's somebody that would go in it and live in it. You're selling it to rehabbers, developers. You're selling it to contractors. You selling it to people that's even going to rent it out. And they'll go in if it's not that bad a condition. The landlord he'll simply just go in and he'll do some light work. He'll put in some standard carpet, some standard fixtures, and some standard refrigerators and things like that. Nothing expensive, and then he'll rent it out. If a contractor or subcontractor, he's going to come in, he might do some big time work. He might redo the fixtures and things like that, and then he'll sell it typically for a profit of somewhere around 14 to 22%, which sometimes could be 30, 40, 50, 70, $80,000. In DC, we're teaching people actually that have general contractors, teaching them how to actually take properties. This is amazing, right? And split them up into condo conversions, right? So you take a single family house that might have even had an upstairs and downstairs. Now this might even catch on in Long Island and things like that, in New York and places in Philly and things like that, where housing is going through a somewhat of a deficit. But anyway, do condo conversions, and where you can actually give, you buy the property for even market value, and then the property will actually bring you double. So that way you can even start doing deals where you're wholesaling and you're making $40,000 to $150,000 per transaction. I've seen some young cats that really get the concept and understand it and make $200,000 a transaction. And that's not even using any of their own money, not using nothing. Just simply putting a house under contract and then selling it to somebody that already knows how to do a condo conversion, and sell it to them for $100,000 profit within 2 weeks, and they never went to get a mortgage. They never did. You never need a mortgage in a situation like that. And these deals are not that complicated. They seem like they're outrageous. So first thing they say is, "Oh, that's not real." I've done them. I've facilitated helping people do them. Now I'm showing general contractors how to put a second or third revenue stream together so that they can do them on their own without just buying them from a wholesaler, which is what I am called, right, in this particular transaction. But the deal is that there's so many different transactions that can be done when people are trying to desperately get out of their house. They might be even 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 months behind, and the mortgage company still hasn't closed on them because they have a backlog. Ladies and gentlemen, there's so many different strategies because there's a backlog in the banks from foreclosing, and they don't want to foreclose. One, they don't want to seem like they're predatory, like Wells Fargo had some serious problems not too long ago because they were doing some predatory type things. So, but anyway, the point of all of this is that yes, you can do real estate transactions. There was a guy out 25 years ago named Carlton Sheets that I learned a lot of this stuff from. Then there was a guy out named Robert Allen that I learned a lot more from. And then I went to some courses and classes that I paid $5,000 and $6,000 and $10,000 for, and learned a ton of strategies on how to do no money down transactions. And I mean, a lot of people just ignored it because it kind of, it kind of went away from being that late night TV thing, and then it became a HGTV thing. But HGTV talks about going to get mortgages, and you don't need a mortgage to do these type of transactions. Now, there are other transactions that you can do that won't require, that will require that you go get a loan, but you can go to a private money lender. There's just so many other lenders that will give you money quick, and don't go on your credit score. And I could teach all of that kind of stuff, but I always tell people to start. Lola always used to say that what we teach is the gateway into the big real estate investing, the gateway into doing skyscrapers and doing apartment buildings and doing 250 units and doing multi-million-dollar mansions. which it's all the same thing once you understand the concept. One of the reasons why I took everybody to Baltimore when I started doing this, I took them to Baltimore because Baltimore had very inexpensive houses. So conceptually, people can get around the fact that the numbers are so small that it's no big deal. They're not going to get hurt. So once you understand how to do it on a small scale, all you have to do is just magnify the property ranges and the prices, and then start flipping normal, regular price houses. I mean, doing this in New York City is no different than doing it in Baltimore. Just add zeros on the back of the numbers in New York, and in Baltimore you leave the numbers, low. See, but you're never really putting yourself in any kind of risk. That's the reason why I loved it, because I never had to worry about it. All I was doing was simply putting homes under contract and then flipping the contract to landlords, rehabbers, and developers. Those are the three people, for the most part, that I sold my properties to. And they knew I was coming. They were okay with, giving me a small deposit. So I got money real quick and then closed within 30 days in most cases. And then I got my $10, $15, $20,000. I've done transactions where I walked away with $40,000, $50,000 within 30 days. And now people are so used to doing these deals that they actually are doing them in 2 weeks' time. Because now, even if these people don't have a warehouse of their own money, they're private lenders that will give them the money within 2 weeks if the criteria is right. And what my job was back in the old days was to make sure that the criteria was right. I made sure when I called my landlords, rehabbers, and developers, I made sure that I was where they wanted to be. And I had them on my list, and I know if they wanted to be at 70% or 68%, or if they were okay with being at 72% because they wanted to edge out some other people. Whatever it was, I knew what they were looking for, so I would just call them on speed dial and say, look, I got one. I found it. It's over here. It's in D.C. It's in Virginia. It's in the Baltimore area. It's wherever it was. I already knew what they were looking for and what areas and what regions and what their criteria was. So here, again, I say this to you because, again, I'm getting ready to fire up the chain, right? We're getting ready to do this again like we did last year. And we got so many people on board that they have turned their lives upside down. And I will make sure that you get the marketing. And what we do with our students, especially our one-on-one students, not always the people that we put in the group classes, but we do that. We always bonus out maybe one or two, and I'll do that where I'll get on the phone with you with a motivated seller, because those are who you're really looking for. I'll get on the phone with you with a seller, and I'll do the talking while you just simply listen and learn and take notes. And then you take notes, and after we get off the phone call with the seller, we'll go over those notes to make sure you get the concept, because this is why I say the difference between the HGTV people and us is we make sure that you get it, right? We get on the phone with you, right? I mean, I have a whole CD where I give out that was live calls with previous students of us doing what we call trilateral calls. And see, if you have somebody that's there for you and with you that's doing these trilateral calls, that's how you speed up your learning curve. And that's why so many people buy these big packages, because they were sold on these big packages from the HGTV people and some others too that's been around the country, and they just sell big expensive packages. They say they're going to teach you how to raise your credit limit on your credit card so you can do transactions, but the real deal is they only just showing you how to uplift your credit limit on your credit card so that you can buy their big packages. Because their packages are sometimes their base package is somewhere around $15,000 to $20,000 if you combine two different people that's in the room, because they get a profile and they know what your credit scores are, they know how much you raised them, and all of that kind of stuff. So, but their base package a lot of times is $25,000. So, and they don't never give you no money back or anything like that unless you go screaming bloody murder to your credit card company, and that's a whole different thing. But we give everybody their money back. We give everybody their money back. You do transactions with us, we make sure you get your money back. we make sure, because it's never been about the money, but I refuse to let anybody waste my time. And if people don't have skin in the game, which is completely a shame, if they don't have skin in the game, ladies and gentlemen, they don't take it serious. That's why there's so many programs that are on the shelf for two reasons, right? One, if they don't get in it, they are incentivized to do the transactions and to be incentivized to go fast, they'll just drop it. And then at some point they'll justify that they'll get back to it later, and then they won't get back to it at all. And then the other thing is if they get any free information, that's it. They not more than likely, if they don't pay enough money for the course or it's free, they justify easy. Ain't no big deal. No skin off my back because I didn't pay that much for it. So that's why we do charge what we do charge. And what we do is we put two things in place. One, we make sure we give you back your money, and we hold your hand. Because those are the two primary reasons why people don't get moving. So, but real estate is hot right now because of the pinup. So I want everybody to be clear with that. And now the courses that we're doing now, because we know a couple of people that have made millions in Bitcoins, and they've made so much in Bitcoins, they're trying to put their money. Most rich people, everybody knows this, most rich people put their money in real estate in order to keep it sheltered, right? If you want to keep it from just going out and from people coming and borrowing it, right? You put it in real estate, right? Matter of fact, I just ran into a drug dealer. I don't know him. I didn't know him. I knew a lot of them, but this particular brother, he did a bid, right? He did a bid, but he was making so much money. He had the good smarts. He didn't have all the smarts, but he had a good smarts, and he started putting his money in real estate. But he put it in a location that was outside of where he was living. Kind of smart, but not really. But now he's out, and now he's trying to figure out what to do with his real estate, right? So I'm gonna try and help him. But again, I try my best to keep keep arm's length transactions when they're, nefarious. So I try to be real careful. But anyway, but if anybody ever wants to do real estate investing, hey, Lady Troy. But I wanted, okay, quick. So the markets did okay today. We had some reds. I want to quickly go over that too, right? So the markets did okay. The Bitcoin lost ground a little bit. I wouldn't call it a correction, but I would just say that it lost a little steam. We'll say it like that. My suggestion that if you're going to do real estate and Bitcoin, get with somebody that already understands it, that's already got some Bitcoin millionaires in their crew and already doing transactions with Bitcoins. We're doing that already. We're already doing Bitcoins. I didn't put that in my title today. But anyway, but this is really a quickie, because I want to make sure that I'm touching base with you, especially the replay viewers, so they can see this and have it, and they can send it out. Because I'm watching the analytics, I see that the people that watch it on the replay, they send it out to all their people, and that's good. And I'm actually getting a lot of calls for people that's interested in doing the January class and the ongoing class, which is real cool. And I appreciate that. I appreciate it a great deal. Oh boy. Did I already do? No way. I did. All right, family. Gotta go. Hey, Vic. Sister Rosalie was just on, big brother. Sister Rosalie was just on. Hey, family. I gotta go. This is a quickie. Don't forget, if you want to do prayer with us this afternoon, or this evening with Lady Troy. Lady Troy will be doing on Facebook Live, not on YouTube, but on Facebook Live and Periscope. She will be doing... Oh, yeah, I'm out, too. Hey, Vic just got on, too, Rose. Love you, too, sweetie. Love you so much. Thank you for being my big sister. Boy, I could tell you some stories, but then I don't want her to know. But anyway, family, so I'm getting ready to go. I'm a quickie. Got to do a quickie. But Lady Troy be on to do prayers at 5:55 this evening. 5:55. So, family, I see you later. Thank you very much for indulging me. I love you all. Facebook Live, Periscope, and YouTube Live. Yes, indeed. What's going on, big brother Clarence? Hey, check out the replay. Got to go talk a little bit about real estate, the real estate class that we got coming up. and the ongoing class. We got one class that's a perpetual class. And watch out for, I'm going to do a launch on a course too that I'm going to be doing this year. I'm going to be doing a lot of courses. I'm going to be doing weight loss course. I'm going to be doing parenting our parents course. I'm going to be doing like a cooking course. I'm going to be doing a healthy living course this year. So we're going to kind of expand. We're going to expand a little bit under the FOCOG brand though, under the First Online Church of God. So check that out. Love you very much, family. Peace.